What's up guys, Just Messi here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to a daily dose of transfer gossip. Today it's going to be Thursday the 27th of July. And just before we get started today's episode, as always, if you show support by leaving a like rating, that'd be absolutely awesome. Remember, 1,000 likes is the title for today's video. If you're new to my channel, make sure to click that subscribe button for daily FIFA content and press the notification tab next to it to receive notifications about my videos. If you missed yesterday's video, it'll be down below in the description box. And today's question of the day is, what transfer so far would you consider the best value for money? That doesn't include free transfers, by the way. It could be like Javier Hernandez going to West Ham or players like that. But let me know your answers down below in the comment section. But now let's jump on to confirmed transfers. The very first one is Darnell Fisher going to Preston North End from Rotherham for an undisclosed fee. Then we got to a Liverpool youngster called Pedro Chirivella going to Willem II, I think they're called, in the Eredivisie from Liverpool on loan deal for the season. Next up we got a centre back called Emiliano Velasquez going to Getafe for Atletico Madrid on loan for the rest of the season. Another defender on the move is going to Distrion going to Nottingham Forest from Burnley for an undisclosed fee. And in regards to FIFA 17, he's actually used quite a bit because he was a fairly decent silver right back in the Premier League. Next up we got on to Jason Steele going to Sunderland. They signed two players yesterday. Here's the first one from Blackburn for an undisclosed fee, which apparently was around £500,000. They also signed the next guy, Lewis Grabban from Bournemouth, on loan for the season. I think Bournemouth re-signed him a couple transfer windows ago for like £8 million. Didn't really work out for him, and now, like I said, has gone on loan to Sunderland. And then we got a player that I think is not on FIFA 17 Ultimate Team called Sug, going to Stade Rennais in France from FC Metz for a total fee of €15 million, rising to a potential 21 mil. I think I read an interview about him somewhere saying that he actually turned down Barca to go to Rennes. But now let's move over to the potential deals. And the very first one will probably be a confirmed transfer today as Mikel Merino going to Newcastle United. Various different sources have said that Borussia Dortmund midfielder Merino is in the northeast for a medical with Newcastle. I don't think he got too much first team football last season, I could be wrong there. My understanding is got out on loan to get more first team opportunities at Newcastle. That's a very good chance for him. Then we got on to Tom Davies linked to Chelsea today from Everton. So the day starts saying Chelsea manager Antonio Conte is considering a raid for Everton midfielder Tom Davies. I'm pretty certain Everton's stance on him is he's not for sale at any price because right now he's probably considered their best young talent. It's understandable why as well. Broke into their team last year and performed very well. He's not the only player linked to the move away from Everton in today's episode, but of course, we'll find that out in just a moment. Next up, we got to Jack Wilshere. According to Independent today, Arsenal midfielder Jack Wilshere wants to stay near London and his preference for a move is to West Ham. Over the last week or so, he has been linked to Sampdoria in Italy as well as Antalyaspor in Turkey, but for now it seems like he wants to stay in London, and West Ham, I think the fee for him was like £20 million plus a buyback clause. And if West Ham managed to add Jack Wilshere to the list of Johar, Zabaleta, Arnautovic, Javier Hernandez, I think there's one more there I've missed out, that's a great summer window. Or at least it is on paper for improving their starting 11. We'll have to wait and see though if Arsenal do sell. And next up we've gone to Patrick Schick, linked to Paris Saint-Germain today. Following his failed transfer to Italian giant Juventus, Sampdoria forward Patrick Schick has taken the idea of a move to Paris Saint-Germain according to Culture PSG. Paris are believed to be echoing Schick's thought and made their priority to supplement Edinson Cavani next season. Paris' sporting director Antero Henrique inquired about the availability of Schick prior to his collapsed Juventus move and inquired once again just last week. Sampdoria are resolute on receiving at least €30 million for the 21-year-old, the likes of Inter Milan, AC Milan and Borussia Dortmund also fighting for a signature. So he definitely seems like a wanted talent this summer. And next up we've got Thomas Lemar as well as his teammate Fabinho, both playing for Monaco. So Lemar himself has been linked massively to move to Arsenal, and Fabinho has been linked to so many different clubs including United as well as PSG. And speaking at an AS Monaco press conference today, their vice president has discussed the future of Thomas Lemar. The quote does say, "We have kept all of our key players that we intended to keep. I will address the speculation relating to the case of Thomas Lemar. He's staying with us, he's immense talent and is essential for the team." And he also mentioned that Fabinho is another essential player, so next season it looks like both of them will be staying. And now a very short one from Gazzetta dello Sport. It said AC Milan are keen on securing a deal for Chelsea striker Diego Costa. Antonio Conte has made it absolutely clear now that Costa, he's not on the plans for next season, especially after signing Morata. Next up we got to Kostas Manolas, linked to Juventus today. Following the sale of Bonucci to AC Milan, Juventus have been looking at a lot of centre backs now to fill the void. They have been linked to Dortmund Socrates so far this summer as well as Mats Hummels from Bayern Munich, but at the moment their current target appears to be Socrates' international teammate Manolas. Reports in Italy are suggesting that Juventus have reached an agreement in principle for the AS Roma defender, and Football Italia suggests the Greek defender has agreed to join the Italian champions. Despite the player agreeing to join Juventus, the two clubs need to strike a deal before the transfer can be signed. Juventus are prepared to offer 30 million euros for Manolas, who's attracting plenty of interest across Europe. He was set to join Zenit in Russia before the deal broke down at the very final stages, and also was into Chelsea. And that Zenit deal got as far as a medical, but apparently he didn't turn up for it. Next up we go on to Ben Gibson, and according to multiple sources today, talks are continuing between West Brom and Middlesbrough over the defender. They also claim that West Brom have had 2 bids already rejected for the defender. The first one was £15 million. And now according to Marca, should Kylian Mbappe join Real Madrid this summer, there are suggestions that Manchester United will make another move for Gareth Bale. Jose Mourinho is trying to woo the Welshman and has opened the door to a potential Old Trafford move. And Marca are also suggesting that if Manchester United don't get Perisic, Bale could fill that left wing position. And next up we've got Lazar Markovic, and this is according to various different sources by the way, most of them are pretty damn reliable in regards to Liverpool, so they're saying Markovic has been left out of Liverpool's squad for the friendlies in Germany after having talks with Fiorentina. The Serbian international with surplus to requirements at Anfield has understood the 23-year-old has met with Fiorentina to discuss a move. But Liverpool are currently holding out for £16 million according to PA Sport. And next up we've got a pretty strange rumour, and this one is regarding Seri. So apparently according to L'Equipe today, Premier League side Swansea City have had a €17 million offer rejected by Nice. Roma had agreed personal terms with Seri, but have now pulled out the race to sign him because they are unable to pay his €40 million release clause. Tottenham continue to monitor Sarri's situation, as do Arsenal, who are incredibly interested in the assist merchant, but yet to make any offer for the player. And next up, Manchester United are now looking at an alternative to Ivan Perisic from Inter, and they've contacted Red Bull Leipzig's Emil Forsberg's agent. So far this summer transfer window, he's been linked to Arsenal as well as AC Milan, but of course both of those seem to have broken down, and Leipzig do seem to be very adamant that him and Keita, they're not going anywhere. And the source for that one, by the way, is called CM. I'm not sure what it actually stands for, by the way, that's who's reporting it. Next up we go on to Ross Barkley, and Ronald Koeman today said 100% Ross Barkley will leave. So far in this window itself, he's been linked to Tottenham, Arsenal, Manchester United and a couple of other clubs, but so far no offers have been made. An actual quote from Ronald Koeman does say, he's looking for a new challenge, we'll see what happens. The rumoured fee on the papers is around £50 million, probably based out of the fee they have to pay to get Gylfi Sigurdsson, and I'm not sure if teams will pay that or not. And I've said it in a previous episode, the thing about Ross Barkley, when he's playing well, he's literally unplayable, but sometimes he goes missing, and his consistency, it needs to improve. It may be a very stupid comparison here, but I said before about Riyad Mahrez, if he goes to a team full of creative players that are top quality, I think he'll thrive again. And Barkley could also come into that category, we'll have to wait and see. And next I got Coutinho and an update from yesterday's video. So a lot of Spanish journalists yesterday were saying agreed terms with Barca, and they're carrying that theme on today. In fact, a journalist called Leonardo Miranda, who works for Globosport, has said, Coutinho is going to Barcelona, arranging between today and Friday, and our representatives are now negotiating with Liverpool. Now my view about Coutinho to Barca, I made it clear before, I think it'll be next season, not this year. I personally think these headlines, because the English journalists, by the way, that are very reliable, they're saying he's staying. Whereas at this point in time, only Spanish journalists are saying that Coutinho to Barca is going to happen, and in my opinion, they're doing it to somewhat divert the attention from Neymar going to PSG. Now of course, being a Liverpool fan, I don't want it to happen at all. If you could bring in Keita and Van Dijk and keep Coutinho, that's one hell of a summer transfer window. But if you bring in Keita and Van Dijk and lose Coutinho, I think the right word for that one is bittersweet, because Coutinho, people don't realise how important he is to us. Like, so many people on Twitter say he's overrated, he's a fraud, he's a long shot merchant, but generally if you watch him, he's ridiculously good. And I'm not just saying that as a Liverpool fan. Honestly, if you watch him, some of the stuff he does, I know his numbers compared to like Ozil or whatever in regards to assists, they're not that great, but on the pitch, he's a magician. And I think it's the whole bandwagon thing as well, because it's quite similar to Paul Pogba for United. Obviously last season, he played a deeper role in a CDM role or a centre mid, where really, when he plays for France in a free role going forward, he's incredible. I think if United sign a CDM for next season where it allows Pogba to play further forward, that's where you see the real best of him. And the final one today is going to Mbappe. So late last night, there were a lot of rumours saying Man City were putting a bid in for him. And Sky today are saying Man City have not made a bid for him, and they're not planning to. The reports yesterday were saying that Real Madrid were trying to get him, but Man City, they're trying to hijack it. And sources close to Man City believe they're being used to crank up his price. Or it could be Mbappe's agent trying to get him a better deal with Monaco. Because that leads us to our next bit, which is breaking news: Monaco, so they are discussing contract extensions with Mbappe. I mentioned the Monaco press conference earlier, but the actual vice president did say they've had several serious inquiries about Mbappe. He also added saying we're in discussions over a contract extension with Kylian, and we hope to have reached an agreement. This last year or so for Mbappe has probably been absolutely nuts. Of course, the start of the season wasn't really playing, got his chance, absolutely killed it, got a France international call-up, and now made it to Man City, Real Madrid, the European elite. And it's not a small feat either, it'd be a world record feat. But I imagine between now and September the 1st, the end of the transfer window, there'll be a lot more rumours about him. But that's the final one for today's video, guys. So as always, if you enjoyed it, show support by leaving a like rating. That'd be absolutely awesome. Remember, 1,000 likes is the target for today's video. If you're new to my channel, make sure to click that subscribe button for daily FIFA content and press the notification tab next to it to receive notifications about my videos. If you missed yesterday's video, it'll be down below in the description box. And today's question of the day: what transfer so far do you think has been the best value for money? So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.